Drax wasn't equipped well enough to take on the Mad Titan, or really any truly powerful being. Throughout Marvel's history, only a few heroes were able to defeat the Mad Titan, Thanos. 13 reasons why Drax would be a more powerful hero with the Axe of Legacy. Let's make a weapon powerful enough to defeat Thanos. Let's use a time stone and make Drax the Destroyer the Axe of Legacy so that he can defeat his nemesis. The biggest problem is that Drax has too little knives. He needs a weapon that takes advantage of his superhuman strength, and we're gonna help him with this. So let's design and build Drax an axe. Before we get started, this axe is gonna go up for auction on eBay. Check out the details below. The design for the axe is based on Drax's knives. They were forged on planet Kylos. Much like the knives, the axe's handle will be covered in red tribal markings. This will be by far the most complex piece I've ever made. I'm using an abrasive belt to remove the layer of mill scale that's on the surface of the steel. This will increase my chances of getting proper welds between every layer of metal. Throughout Marvel's history, only a few heroes were able to defeat the Mad Titan, Thanos. Drax is amongst the few in this exclusive list, but if we look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the two characters hardly interact. And now, with Dave Bautista announcing the retirement of Drax from the MCU, the last time we'll be able to see him play this iconic role is in Guardians 3. I think we'll finally get to see Drax in an epic battle. I'm alternating layers of 1084 and 15N20. These two steels etch differently, and later in the build, it'll reveal a striking pattern. Hate for Thanos is a fundamental part of Drax's tragic story. His character first appears in 1974 in Captain Marvel number 32. The story starts with a jazz-playing real estate agent named Arthur Douglas, his wife Yvette, and daughter Heather returning from Vegas through the Mojave Desert into California. They spot Thanos' ship flying over the desert on a mission to inspect Earth. To keep his secret, Thanos destroys the Douglas' vehicle, killing both Heather and Arthur.
Crank it up a little bit more. Once it's hot enough, I'm going to pour some flux onto it so it melts in between the layers a little bit, just to stop oxidization from happening. It's like watching a cake bake, and you gotta wait and be careful and not rush it. It's better work. That's a lot of steel. It's a lot of steel to ruin.
The steel to make this axe was provided by Maritime Knife Supply. Check out their online store for bladesmithing supplies.
That looks good. It wasn't resisting much. I gave it a good squeeze and left it alone. It's fairly even as well, so all good. Back in the heat, wait a few more minutes, and do it again.
Even though he had died, Arthur Douglas would return. With the power of the Titan god Kronos, the father of Thanos, Arthur's soul was saved and placed inside a superhuman body. With abilities such as flight, cosmic energy blasts, invulnerability, and a thirst to kill the Mad Titan, Drax was born. What was left buried were Arthur's memories. Because I'll be welding this again, the forge scale needs to be ground off to reveal the bare steel. 4 pieces will be cut from this billet, and they'll be part of 11 central pieces. 2 of these pieces will be wrought iron, taken from an antique wagon wheel. When it's etched, wrought iron has a distinctive look similar to wood grade. I am Groot. In a subsequent battle between Thanos and Drax, Thanos tried to get the upper hand by unveiling Arthur's memories to Drax, but that had the reverse effect.
Drax now had a reason and purpose to kill Thanos. The thirst for vengeance ultimately led to Drax vanquishing the Mad Titan. I'm stressed. It's like I was worried about the big compression. Now this never done anything like this. It's time to punch a hole. So I want to be at around a quarter of the length of the punch. Lined up at that 5164.
Back into the heat.
Since 1972, Drax has undergone several alterations to his character. He's become a simpler being, less powerful, and now he's represented through his friendship with the Guardians of the Galaxy. And throughout their journeys, he brings heart to the group, a childlike innocence, and obviously, comedic relief.
Good workout.
We can finally start to shape the blade of the axe. I'm using fullering dies to spread the steel and shape the toe and heel. This axe has a fairly pronounced beard, and I'm glad that I have a lot of steel to work with.
Yeah!
This thing is a beast of an axe. But since Thanos and Drax never went head to head in the MCU, I feel like we were cheated. No, Drax was cheated. By not giving Arthur Douglas the ending he deserved, Drax's character could not come to true fruition. Because of this, I predict that Drax will have an epic finale in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. After rough grinding, it's time to refine the shape with the hammer. This action adds a bit of width and length to the blade of the axe. Final grinds on every surface of the axe head. I'm also using an 8-inch contact wheel to grind in the scallops. This will reduce the weight of the axe and make it more functional. I'm going to heat the edge of the blade, probably about 4 inches of it. I feel like I'm taking a risk, just quenching it, because I've put so many hours into it that I'm scared to do it. You gotta do it to do it. But if we really think about it, Drax wasn't equipped well enough to take on the Mad Titan, or really any truly powerful being. The 2 small knives he carries around just don't cut it. He would need a dominant weapon like the one we're making now.
So the muriatic acid is going to be more aggressive towards the wrought iron, and since I'm happy with that etch, then I'm going to go into ferric chloride. After that, I'm going to go into a coffee etch. So we're doing 3 different types of etchants. It's just going to make everything amazing. In my mind, it will be.
We're using straight grained hickory. It's the best type of wood for axe handles because it's incredibly strong and resistant to fracturing.
4 clamps.
Laminated on the palm swell is padok. It's a wood that matches perfectly with the red tribal markings we'll add to the handle.
badass. It's heavy, but the length of it, oh, yes. All right.
Charring of the handle is done for aesthetics, but rubbing linseed oil into the wood will help protect it from the elements, reduce swelling and contracting, and increase the life of the handle. "13 Reasons Why Drax Would Be a More Powerful Hero with the Axe of Legacy." 1. Increased durability. 2. More leverage. 3. Better defensive capabilities. 4. Inflict critical and bludgeoning damage. 5. Intimidation factor. 6. Greater reach. 7. Strategic strikes. 8. Versatility. 9. Better crowd control. 10. More momentum. 11. Unique fighting style. 12. Cut through Thanos' defenses. Finally, 13. Disarm Thanos. With a sharp blade and a powerful swing, Drax could have aimed for Thanos' weapon arm and disarmed him of the Infinity Gauntlet.
Drax the Destroyer may be retiring from the MCU, but his legacy will live on.
Throughout his journey, he's shown us the power of resilience, the importance of finding purpose in the face of tragedy, and the strength that comes from the bonds of friendship. His story is a reminder that even in the darkest times, we can find strength and meaning by channeling our pain into something positive. Drax inspired us with his courage, his humor, and his unwavering commitment to avenge his family. This axe remains an untapped asset in the battle against Thanos, but the potential it holds serves as a reminder of this hero. As we say goodbye to Drax from the MCU, we'll cherish his legacy that he leaves behind.
If you've enjoyed this content, please consider subscribing. For you, it's a mouse click. For me, it validates the time, effort needed to plan, film, edit, and make the bloody thing. And of course, in the details, there's a link to that eBay auction. Thanks for watching.
Thank you to Dennis Tyrell of Tyrell Knife Works and all these sponsors.
You did it!